See what I mean? We're 4.5 minutes into this thing, and I've only answered 2 questions. I got to get on the ball here. All right, let's get going. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper, and my name is Kevin, and we are in the eBay cave here, and I was asked by a lot of Josh to answer 19 questions. He tagged me in this little challenge, and I'm going to end up sending this off to some other people as well. I'm going to answer the questions for y'all. I'm going to send it off to a few people. I would love to hear from a few people out there that I don't know that much about that I think would answer these questions in a very interesting way. So Michelle from Thrifting 101, who helped us out so much on this show. A lot of our initial viewers came from her. She's very sweet to us, and we appreciate her. Ashley Rose, I know would be a great person to ask these questions I'm curious about. And there's some other people out there I'd like to know the answers to. Lucky Sweetheart Vintage, Murrayed Life, Old School Picker, Bluegrass Picker. I'd like to hear maybe from a rideshare reseller out there, R&K Treasure Center. If you hear this and see this one, maybe y'all can I'll maybe put a few links below if I can remember all those. I'd like to hear from some of y'all out there and see how you answer these questions. So I'm going to give it my best. I would have loved to answer these questions on the other channel, but you know, I'm a talker. I don't know if you know that, Josh, but you asked me 19 questions. You know, we might be here for an hour, so I can't put that on the other channel. I'm going to try to go through it pretty quick. I've looked at most of these, and I think I have a pretty good answer. There's some where I'm not quite ready yet, but that's all right. We'll just kind of go real quick and see if we can get through them. So first one is, what does your channel name mean? Pretty simple. We live in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I'm a picker, Commonwealth Picker. However, there are 2 other meanings to it that are kind of personal. I love the emblem of the state of Virginia. It says Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus always to tyrants. In other words, we're a people that doesn't like to be ruled by a king. We're a people that love to rule ourselves, and we love our freedom. And I love this country, and I love it for that reason and for those principles. So that's kind of my generic, boring history teacher answer to the question. And the other one is Commonwealth. There's a saying, there's a quote that I like to use in my history class. It's actually from the book of Proverbs. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And I think that's very relevant to what we do as resellers here on YouTube. You know, I have learned so much from different people, and I hope I'm teaching other people. I knew a bunch because I've been doing this for 20 years, but I still learn a bunch. I can't tell you how helpful it is to see somebody like Lonnie out there has been so helpful for so many people. He's not just reselling and showing you what he's selling. He's slowly and subtly bringing the whole community farther along to the next step. And I think it's impressive, and we should be thankful that we have this platform to do such things. And so that's the idea of Commonwealth. You know, let's share our wealth, or share our experiences. Yeah, we have to compete against each other to some degree, but at the same time, that competition and that sharing of knowledge is making us all better and putting us one step ahead of the game for the rest of us. So, next question, where were you born? I was born in a little place called Hanford, California. It's a cow town. It is in central California, and it is in the interior east of, say, Sacramento. So it is not what you would typically think of California. However, I'm not familiar with it. I was born there, lived there for a few months, went back one time when I was a young person, and I wasn't terribly impressed, to be honest with you. But it was a neat little trip, and I appreciate going back to the town of my birth. But I grew up in Southern California in a little place called Yucaipa, and it was at the bottom of the slopes of the beautiful mountains out there, and the slopes just kept taking you into the Inland Empire and Orange County and down to the beaches. And on the other side of the mountains was Palm Springs and the desert. So we lived in a unique place where you literally could go to the dunes, you could go to the ski resorts, and you could go to the beach. If you could do it all in one day, you could do it all in one day, and the weather would be appropriate for each. It was an amazing place. So I miss it to some degree, but in some ways I don't miss it at all. So that's an interesting question. See what I mean? We're 4.5 minutes into this thing, and I've only answered 2 questions. I got to get on the ball here. All right, let's get going. Where are you now? I'm in the eBay cave. No kidding. I'm kidding. I'm in the Commonwealth of Virginia. All right. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I have no idea. I know they wanted to, I know my mom wanted to name me Adam, and my grandmother didn't like it too much. So we ended up getting the name of Kevin. So, hey, I just sold something. Christmas sweater. What do you know? You know what? I don't know what to, I'm going to call Commonwealth Grammy here, and I'm going to ask her that question. All right? All right, let's do it. I'm going to put this on pause for a second. We're going to give her a call. All right, I'm going to see if y'all can hear this, okay? I don't know if you're going to hear it or not. You might be able to hear it. I think you might be able to here. We'll talk to Commonwealth Grammy. I haven't called her in a while anyways, probably. Hello, Commonwealth Grammy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, we got a question for you. So the question is, what would you have named me had I have been a girl? And probably Commonwealth Grandpa out there probably saying I was a girl, but what would you have named me?
So I wanted to name you Jana, Jana, Jana Danielle.
Jana Danielle. Wow. Now that's something I never heard you say before. Jana. You know, I've been teaching for 20 years, and I've had thousands of students, and I've never had a girl named Jana, so that would have been a unique name. All right. All right, I'm going to call you back after this show and have a real conversation with you, but I'm going to hang up right now, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, talk to you later. Bye. Jana. There you go. What is your eye color? Brown. Mom and dad, blue eyes, green eyes. My wife has blue eyes. My kids all have blue eyes. I have brown eyes. I don't know. What does that say? I don't know. Makes me think a little bit. Maybe we need some DNA tests around here. What's your favorite candle scent? I have no idea. I'm going to say vanilla. And I don't even know. Cranberry. Cranberry. There you go. I like cranberry. What can you cook? I can make eggs, I can make grilled cheese, I can make soup from a can, I can warm stuff up in the microwave. I do smoke meats, though. I like to smoke pork. I like to make barbecue, smoked barbecue, and smoked turkey. So I do have that. My brother gave me a smoker. So, yeah, sort of ish. Not very good. What else? What is your sign? Oh, it's right here. It's vintage is my sign. Vintage. So I'm an Aries. What scares you about getting old? Nothing. I don't think I'm scared of getting old, really. I mean, I'd prefer not to get old and feeble. And I think, if anything, I would say losing my mind. You know, to have my faculties. You know, I might not be able to get up and walk and do things, but if I can see my kids, I can see my grandkids someday, I think that'd be enough. So losing my faculties, I think, would be the answer to the question. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. What is the last thing you bought? The last thing I bought, I think I have it over here, actually. I bought it from Richard out there in Appomattox. That's the last thing I bought, I think. It's the last thing I can remember. I bought a bunch of stuff. I just had these in here I was taking a picture with. I bought a bunch of Bibles. I bought a rack. I bought some things. I bought these, and I said to him, hey, those are cool. I'm going to put my cassettes in them in the booth. And then I got home and realized that's exactly what they were for. Music and video and cassettes. I'm like, well, that's interesting. So I ended up looking them up. I'm like, these things are going to sell. And sure enough, they do. I paid $3 for them. Thanks, Richard. And 2 of them sell for I'm probably going to ask $20 to $25 plus shipping for them. So I'm not going to put them in the booth. I'm going to sell them on eBay. Kind of cool, though. They need a little bit of cleaning, but I thought they were cool. What is your favorite holiday? I think Christmas. I mean, we all love Thanksgiving. Everybody loves Thanksgiving, and it's a time to really reflect on what we have. But Christmas is fun, especially when you got little kids around. Great stuff. What is your guilty pleasure? Frosties. Wendy's Frosties. I just can't get enough of them. That's my guilty pleasure. What show do you binge watch? I don't have time to binge watch too much, so I'm assuming not a YouTube show, because I binge watch just about every YouTube show when I'm down here working. Some that I probably shouldn't watch out there, like Tommy and Tracy, y'all bad influence. But I don't know. I watch all kinds of shows. All the YouTube shows. A lot of Josh out there, and Lonnie, and John, and I mean, I watch all of them. But I think as far as a show that I might watch, you know, a TV show while I'm relaxing and not working, Uh, Alaska: The Last Frontier. We watched that. I think that was what it was called. And that was a good one. Me and my wife enjoyed that for a while. And hey, Downton Abbey. I haven't watched it. Obviously, it's been off for a while. We went and watched the movie. I'm not ashamed to say I like Downton Abbey. I'm a history teacher too, so I like Downton Abbey. That was a great show. We binge watched the heck out of that. We get a new season and watch the whole thing. What else? I don't know. Frasier. Watch that quite a bit. Last Man Standing. I don't know. Seinfeld. Who knows? A bunch of stuff. Good stuff. What item do you never leave the house without? This. I have two phones. I take both of them with me. When I'm gone, I take both of them. I won't leave the house without either. I do a bunch of YouTube, eBay stuff on one, and the other is a personal phone. My kids at school are like, why do you have two phones? I said, one from my wife and one for my girlfriend. And then I don't tell them I'm kidding, and they think I'm serious. I hope Blue Ridge Mama's not watching this. That's a joke, by the way. Are you an evening person or a morning person? Both. I love being alone in the morning and waking up with nobody else up and listening to the sounds outside, and I love being up all night, so it's kind of rough. I don't sleep that much. What is your favorite movie genre? That's tough. I don't know. Probably Westerns. I'm afraid to admit it. My wife hates it, but I love Westerns, old Westerns, new Westerns. I don't know. One of my favorite movies is Lonesome Dove. I mean, you can watch that thing for days. I love it. All the old stuff is great. I think, I like baseball. I'm a baseball guy. Bull Durham's probably my favorite movie. I Believe in the Mind, The Soul, The Evening, The Dawn, The Small of a Woman's Back, High Fiber, Good Scotch, the novels of Susan Sontag is self-indulgent, overrated crap. I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe in The Sweet Spot. Softcore pornography. It's not true. Opening your presents Christmas morning rather than Christmas Eve, and I believe in long, slow, deep, soft, wet kisses that last 3 days. So, as you can tell, I've seen that movie a bunch of times. By the way, that's the clean version of that. The dirty version I can't repeat. My mom would not appreciate that at all. What is good in your life right now? I have no complaints. What's good in my life is I'm able to make enough money to not get a second job and provide for a whole family on one income as a teacher, and that is not easy to do. And eBay allows that to happen. So what's good is my kids are happy and my kids are healthy and my wife is healthy and I hope she's happy. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? You might not believe this, but I am an introvert. I am an introvert. I have been my whole life. And at certain times, you just snap your fingers and I'm an extrovert and then I crawl back into my hole. And that's the truth. I know it's probably hard to believe, but it's the truth. A lot of people watch this show and they're like, I cannot believe that's you doing that show. All right, that's 18. So last one. What is your biggest accomplishment? Whew, I don't know. Probably convincing Blue Ridge Mama to marry me and stay married to me is my biggest accomplishment. I would have said stuff when I was younger. We won a couple of state championships when I was a kid in high school, and that for a long time in my life was like the pinnacle. It was amazing. And now you look back and that stuff's just not important. Having 3 kids that I'm proud of is probably my biggest accomplishment, and I mean that sincerely. So, at any rate, thank you, Josh, for asking me. Thank y'all for hanging around and getting to know me better. I really appreciate it, and I'll tag a few folks out there, and we'll see you next time.